The candle between us flickered, a dying star in a room full of expensive shadows. Helena looked at me, her eyes devoid of the warmth I had spent a decade curated. "I've been cheating for 2 years," she said. Her voice was a flat line. "I'm leaving you tonight." The silver fork in my hand felt heavy and anchored a rising tide. I didn't flinch. I didn't scream. I simply watched the way the light caught the moisture on her upper lip. The betrayal wasn't the news, it was the confirmation. I had felt the shift months ago, a cold draft in a sealed room. It started with the smell of a cologne I didn't own, lingering on her silk scarves like a ghost. Then came the late night consultations. I found it. Suddenly lived face down, a silent conspirator. I didn't ask questions give the guilty room to lie. Instead, I became a ghost in my own home, watching the subtle geometry of her deceit. She thought she was playing a game of shadows. She didn't realize I was the one holding the lamp. The investigation was a surgical procedure. I didn't hire a detective. I didn't need a stranger to see what was rotting in my garden. I tracked the shared accounts, the hidden digital footprints, and the GPS pings that placed her at a secluded townhouse 3 times a week. I saw them once, through a telephoto lens. A man with graying temples and a laugh that looked like mine. My heart didn't break, it calcified. I gathered the bank statements, the hotel receipts, and the DNA kit that proved our daughter's eyes weren't a genetic fluke, they were his. "I know," I said softly, lifting my glass of Cabernet. You know," she stammered, her hand trembling as she reached for her purse. "I've known since the first time you lied about the late meetings. Helena, I just wanted to see if you'd have the courage to say it before the bill arrived." I smiled. "It was the coldest thing I've ever done." "Till your new life," I toasted. "Until your guest of honor." The restaurant door swung open. A man walked in, flanked by 2 process servers and a woman with a face like shattered glass, his wife. Helena's face didn't just drop. It emptied. She watched as her lover was served with a multi-million-dollar racketeering lawsuit and a divorce filing that cited her by name. I had spent 6 months ensuring that when she left me, she would be stepping into a void, not a sanctuary. "He didn't tell you he was under investigation?" I whispered. "That's the problem with liars, Helena, they lie to everyone." I stood up, adjusting my cufflinks. The chaos behind me, the shouting, the sobbing, the public ruin felt like a distant static. She reached for my sleeve, but I stepped back, moving with the practiced grace of a man who had already deleted her from his future. I walked out into the cool night air, the city lights blowing into a predictable pattern. The seat beside me in the car was empty. For the first time in years, it was easy to breathe. I didn't lose a wife tonight. I simply excised the cancer.